Good morning, or whatever time you're watching this. This is Kim Wade from Inner Gaze, and today we're doing Hatha Yoga, and we're focusing on heart opening, really opening the chest. I don't know if you've seen the studies, but there's been several studies, and even the famous journalist, reporter Chris Cuomo had a whole spiel on this the other day about how movement and deep breath is really one of the best ways to fight this virus and fight this lethargy that comes into our world. So I really wanted to focus on that, taking our deep breaths, really getting down in those breaths and having an appreciation of these beautiful lungs that work so well, and then really concentrate on moving through the chest and through the heart center and really opening up. So heart openers today, and to keep ourselves in movement, moving every day. And if you haven't seen that Chris Cuomo spiel, I really do recommend that you watch it. It really does sort of remind us what it is to be in movement and what it is to be doing these really deep breaths, and how body, mind, and spirit, right? Like begets like. We like things that are the same. So if you're sitting too much, it's harder to get up. So building these routines where you're actually making time for movement. So again, I know some people are just coming in, but yes, heart openers today, deep breaths. And we're going to be finding our way to half moon pose. So grab a chair or a dresser or a wall or some blocks, and we'll begin. Okay, I'm so glad to have you guys here, whether you're here live or you're watching the recording. We are globally together, and it's just such a powerful thing when we bring ourselves together. Lots of movement happens. So, okay, welcome. Let's gently close our eyes and welcome ourselves to our yoga mat, our yoga space. And as always, we just need to check and see how we're presenting, what's up with us today. Turning on that witness self. Do I feel fatigued? Do I have an achy neck? Am I crabby? How am I? How does my body feel? My mind, all the chattering mind patterns that we have, just notice them. What's on your spirit today? How do you feel? We're not going to fix it. We're not going to necessarily focus to change it. I always like to think of this as bringing in. What do you want to bring in more of? So instead of changing something or fixing something, what would you like to bring in? What would you like to bring in? Noticing where you are, noticing how you're showing up, body, mind, and spirit. But then what is it that would help you balance out? What is the balancing that you need to do today in our heart opening class? So we'll take 8 more deep breaths here, please. 8 more breaths, and just settle into the mantra, that sankalpa. What do I need? How am I showing up? And how can this practice really, truly serve me today? Start to simmer it down into a 1 or 2 word phrase, a little mantra, a little promise to yourself. What can I bring in? What do I need to balance out? If you're feeling scared or frustrated, maybe you need to bring in some joy. If you're feeling fatigued, maybe you need to bring in some energy. What is the balancing? What is that teeter-totter for you? And when you have it, we'll bring our palms to touch, please. Thumbs against the heart here in prayer position. Eyes open here, looking off into the distance. And put a smile in your eyes. You could say you know a little secret. A little smile in your eyes. Remember the mantra. Remember what it is that brings you to your mat today, but any day. And then gently take the gaze down towards your fingertips. Honor this promise that you're making. And then gently release. Very nice. So as I said, we're going to be doing deep breaths and focusing on moving through the chest, moving through these beautiful lungs. So I'm going to stand up for the breathing because I just want to. But if you want to sit for it, feel free. Those of you who want to come on up and stand. Okay, we're going to take a hand on our heart and a hand on our belly. We're going to take mountain pose and we're going to play with prana. We're going to play with our breathing. See if you can breathe into the hand that's by your belly. Creating that ujjayi breath. Inhale just into the belly. Feeling it come in and go out. Beautiful lungs. Good. Exhale. Now switch. Take your breath into just the chest hand, the hand that's by the heart. Only there. Breathing in 4 times. Just in the upper body. Into the chest. Isn't this fun to move your breath? Beautiful. Releasing the hands to your sides into both now, into the heart and the belly. Here we go. We're moving the muscles and we're moving that breath. Go deep, go really deep. Like we're pouring water into a glass. That breath goes down to the navel, then splashes up to the sides. Fill it up. Let's go one more. Okay, super, super good job here. Now, can you send it also into the back body? Can you send it into your back body? Into the back side. Can you breathe behind your ribs, behind your spine? So remember, everything we do in our yoga poses is for our breath to be free, right? So if we're doing poses and we're holding our breath, we've lost the practice. We want to feel free in that breath body, free. See if you can breathe behind you. One more big, big, big breath. Fill it up to the base. Very, very nice. And let's take our hands to the sides and bringing our palms to touch, thumbs against the heart. And we'll take 5 deep breaths, eyes gently closed. Turn on that inner gaze. Watch your breath. Where does it go? Where does it not? Remembering your mantra. Very, very good. And release. I think I forgot to mention we'll be using a strap. So those of you who came a little bit late, we're going to be using a chair, a wall, a dresser, something to hold on to, and a strap. You can also choose to use your blocks, but today is more of a chair. We're going to be playing with half moon. So to begin, please find your mountain pose and let's grab a strap. If you don't have a strap, you could grab a necktie, you could grab a bathrobe tie, anything you want to do. We're going to find the middle of the strap. Okay, we're going to extend our fists, our hands up into the air with the strap in our hands. And we're going to open those straps wide. So our arms are in the shape of a big capital Y. Okay. Some of you will be able to extend those arms behind you, really opening up that chest, going as far behind you as you can, trying to open that strap. Feel that beautiful chest opening here. Take a big inhale. Keep going. Exhale. You're holding that strap behind you at the level of your shoulder blades. You're breathing in front of and behind the spine, in the front and back side of your body. Your shoulders are relaxed. Two more big breaths. Imagine you're hugging a big, beautiful tree. One more. And dipping your left hand down towards the leg, extend that right arm up. So we've got one arm looking at the floor and one arm reaching up by the ear. Open it up. See if the level of skin, your skin layer, can be receiving breath. So you're actually moving the skin. Your breaths are so deep. Good. Arms back up towards the ceiling. And now we're going to reverse it. We're going to drop the opposite arm down, right arm reaching to the floor. Left arm is up in the sky. Breathe. One more deep breath. And gently, the next time you exhale, bring both arms up and we'll take that strap down and place the strap on your surface, so your chair or that dresser that you're using, okay? We're going to start to make our way to doing some warm-ups and then we'll head towards that use, okay? So standing in mountain pose, remember why you're here. Feel that connection with us that are here with you. It's nice to know there are people here with you right now, studying with you. Very nice to know. All right, let's head to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Let yourself fall forward. How are you today? How are those hamstrings feeling? How does the back feel? You can put a big, deep bend in the knees if you want to, and just allow that blood to come into the head as you check and see how you're feeling. We're going to be in Uttanasana for about 8 more breaths
So this is your choice. You can take your hands to the calves. Some folks like to interlace their fingers up and over the head into Yoga Mudra. You could take your peace fingers around the big toe. Just whatever you need to do here. I like to put my hands on the areas of my body that feel tight, helping me remember to breathe into those spots, like the lower back or the backs of the thighs or calves. Remember, as we're in the forward fold, yoga is always about focusing on opposites. How do you find a forward fold and a back bend here at the same time? How can you make your front of the body as long and big as the back body? Sometimes that means you have to come up halfway and really lengthen out that front body and then forward fold again. 2 or 3 or 4 more breaths. I have these beautiful lungs, and I want to fill them up with all this clean air. And beautiful, bending the knees deeply, plant the entire hand down, stepping back now to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. We're going to bend the right knee very deeply, driving that left heel down. Hold it there. Keep that breath moving. And if your mind space, if your heart space isn't really focusing on the deep breaths, if you're more chattery today or riding on some anxiety, open your mouth and let it be a sigh. Switching, put that right heel driving it down, bend that left knee. Feeling the support of the floor, the community, the breath, the body. So much goodness right here, right now. One more deep breath. Beautiful. Both heels are driving down for a downward dog. We're going to push ourselves over into a push-up position now. And on this first round, everybody please bring your knees down. Okay, so we're not in tabletop, but we're in more of a plank with our knees down. Shoulders are coming right over the wrists. Drop the hips slightly. Now, as you're dropping the hips, can you feel this inner thigh spiraling up? Start to float your heart forward. So there's a little bit of a back bend here. Ears are parallel to the floor. Chin is parallel to the floor. You're looking straight ahead. Maybe you'll bend your knees. We're just taking our bodies through this little ride here just to check and see how we're doing. At the beginning of our classes, we usually do a little meditation to check. And then I like to physically take the body on a little bit of ride to go, oh, wow, I didn't even know that was there. Or, hey, my shoulder's feeling pretty good. So we're just exploring. We're moving in a meditation here to check it out. All right, pushing yourself back into hands and knees, and then sliding back into Balasana, child's pose, and just pause for a minute. When we have anxiety, sometimes being in a position where we can't freely breathe through the belly helps us calm down. So here it's a little bit more challenging to breathe. You can take your knees open nice and wide, or keep the knees together and see if you can breathe into your back body. Breathing into the back body, creating a Samavriti pattern, a pattern where the inhale and the exhale are equal in length. How long is an inhale for you? And how long is your exhale? One more deep breath here. Beautiful. Come on up. We're going to come into tabletop, which means our hips are right over our knees. Our ankles and knees are equal distance apart. And we're going to come to puppy pose, which is just like downward dog, except that our knees stay on the floor. Start to walk your arms out and bring your forehead down. Notice that my hips are staying above my knees. Some of you can bring your chests all the way to the floor. Depending upon how it feels for you, maybe put your chin down, maybe put your forehead down. Playing with what feels best for your body today, maybe you'll want to lift those elbows up. Maybe you'll want to take your Spider-Man hand where you've got like little tennis balls underneath the palms, really opening up. Whatever you're choosing to do, see if you can find length here, opposites, right? We're pressing the fingertips down and we're driving the tailbone behind us. You're doing two things, expanding, because pressing and firmly grounding those fingertips and then driving the tailbone behind us. Let's go 2 more deep breaths. And checking in on our dolphin pose, bring our elbows down. They are right below our shoulders. Remember, when we can use the bones to do these poses, they become a lot more effortless. Elbows right under the shoulders. Get those bones to do the work. Palms touching or palms can stay on the mat. Curl your toes under. This is a beautiful neck release. Here we go. Curl the toes under. Up you go. Dolphin. Imagine you're trying to squeeze those elbows together without actually moving them, just engaging that squeezing action. And the more you can squeeze those elbows together, the more, let's see if we can release the head. Our head is not on the mat, it's floating there. It's just dropping like a heavy watermelon. Getting lots of extension through those necks and long spine all the way up. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths here. Really feel the strength and the grace, the strength and the grace, the strength and the grace. And exhale, gently bring our knees down and rest, either in child's pose, in broken toe, or in Vajrasana where you're sitting on your ankles. Okay, we're going to do dolphin again. This time I want you to notice the tilt of the pelvis. Most often what's happening in our lower back is also happening in our neck. They're all working together. So let's double check on that. We're going back for dolphin. Elbows down right under the shoulders, palm touching if that works for you, or on the floor, whichever feels best. Squeeze those elbows together. Take your bottom to the sky. Now bend your knees and decide where your tailbone is pointing. Is it pointing at the wall behind you? See if you can drive the pelvic floor up to the ceiling. Some of you may feel like you've got a lot of energy today. You could feel free to do some leg lifts. We are going to open our heart. Sometimes when we want to open our hearts, one of the best ways we can open, 2 more deep breaths. And exhale, come on down. One of the best ways we can open our heart is take the corners of our mouth and slide them up a little bit. It's just kind of like an automatic. Try that little smile. Okay. All right. Last thing. Come on back into hands and knees. Taking your right arm up. So we've got ourselves in tabletop. We're going to open our arm up, reach that right arm to the sky, feel that stacking of the wrist, and then thread that arm through underneath the left arm and bring your shoulder to the floor, eye of the needle. Inhale, sweep that arm up. All we're doing here is just getting a little bit of fluidity through the shoulders as we open the arm to the ceiling, and then we reach the arm underneath that left arm. Open. Last one. And up we go. Back to tabletop. Wash it away. Cat-cow. Do you feel how you just did that on one arm? Do you notice any difference there? Taking the time to process that information. Switcheroo 4 times. Take your left arm up. Reach it to the side wall. Open up that chest. Exhale, thread it through. and reach, bringing your shoulder blade down. 3 more times. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, taking it through. And up. Reaching. Last one. Up we go. And reach. Feel that opening, that rotation. And come on back to hands and knees. And big exhale. One downward dog here. Curl those toes under. Take your bottom to the sky. What was it that you said your pattern of breath was? See if you can make it a little bit longer. A little bit deeper. 2 more. The next time you exhale, we're gently going to walk our feet forward to our hands, coming back into that standing forward fold. Is there any shift here, any movement in those hamstrings or lower back? You feeling any more open? Just notice. And gently come on up, reach for the sky here. Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands. Remember your intention and exhale, Uttanasana. I don't mean Uttanasana, I mean Tadasana, mountain pose. So we're in mountain pose and releasing the hands. Okay, we are ready to roll. Let's take our chair. So if you've been taking these classes for a while, we've built towards this moment here. If you're new to the class, you haven't missed anything, but we are building. It's nice to be able to play with the classes. So we've got our chair or our dresser or whatever. We're going to take our hands on the surface. We're going to double check that our wrists are right underneath our shoulders and that our feet are right underneath our hips, okay? So we would say this is half monkey pose, Ardha Uttanasana. Really firmly pressing into the thumb side of the hand. We're going to shift the weight to the left foot and extend the right leg up. Hip is closed. Now double check that that left knee is right over the second, third toe. And here we go, knee to chest. Bringing your right knee into the chest. That's 1. Exhale, extend it out. So warrior 3 here is what we're playing with. Bring the knee to chest. Exhale, extend that right leg out. We're going to keep going. Bring that right knee in and press it out. You can feel your standing leg starting to get turned on here. 4. Feel your body. And 5. And 6. What's happening on that left standing leg as you're working? You can feel it really activating. 1 more. And now we're going to hold here in Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. You can decide if some of you want to take your arms up and do a full Warrior 3 here. We're going to be holding it for 8 breaths. Today for me, though, I'm really going to focus on using my surface, but you decide. Keeping that left big toe plugged in, that swiveling action of that outer hip. 3. So nice. 2. Soft bend on that left leg. Bring yourself with the right foot down and we're going to come into a lunge. We're going to take the strap in our hand. We're in a lunge. Our left leg is forward. Our right leg is back. We are going to focus on a short lunge here. So we're not going as far back as we typically might do it. And we're driving that left outer hip back, plugging in that big toe. And we're going to just play with these pelvic tilts. Just play with those pelvic tilts. Nice and fluid here.
Juice it up. 3 more. One more deep, deep breath. Beautiful. Now take your hands back to the chair. Take your right leg up and stand it on the chair and come to standing. If you're using a dresser, hold on and just hold the leg up. 3. And 2. And gently leaning down again, we're going to take both feet to the floor. Both feet to the floor. And now we're going to back it up a little bit and we're going to prop up this left leg. So now the right leg is extended. So again, if you don't have a chair here and you're using a dresser, maybe you'll be putting the foot on the drawer rather than on the surface. So be careful here. We're going to take our strap again, find the middle, open into that Y shape. We're standing on our left leg. Our right leg is in the chair or on the dresser. We're going to or you could have it on a block. We're going to open the strap nice and wide. And here we go. We're going to pull in that belly lock. We're going to exhale, twisting from the ribs towards that right leg and hold. So we're twisting towards the right leg. We're dropping that outer right hip so that the pelvis is as level as we can. And we're breathing really deep into the chest. Feeling the lift out of the thigh bones, the lift out of the pelvis. 2 more big breaths. One more. And gently come on back, come on back, come on back, and relax. Here comes a fancy move. You're going to balance on that left leg, bring that other leg up, and then with integrity and ease, you're going to come back out. Opening up, opening up. All right, switching sides. Back into Ardha Tadasana, that halfway down, that half monkey here. Taking your weight into the right foot this time, extend the left leg up to the sky. So you're in Warrior 3. Belly lock is engaged. We're focusing on what's happening in that right leg, plugging in that right big toe. Outer right hip is swiveling behind you. In other words, you're keeping the kickstand full of integrity. The kneecap is sitting right over the toes. 8 times, pull in the left knee to the chest, and that's 1, and kick it back. Please notice I'm moving slowly, right? It's not about the doing. 3. We call it a yoga practice. We're practicing how we show up. And 4, because how you show up for anything is how you show up for everything. So you really get to see who you are. You really get to see who you are when you're on a mat. It's like that full-length mirror. What you think about, how you handle stress and grace. 6. It's about noticing how you show up. And as we said at the beginning, and then leaning in to how you want to show up. It's not about changing or fixing or beating it up, right? It's like, I'm a little bit greedy or aggressive with myself. I'm going to be a little bit more relaxed today. I'm going to be more accepting. Okay, last one. Okay, here we go. Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Play in this pose a little bit. Most of us have an outer hip on that right leg that's really turning on right now. So it's less balanced today. We're not really needing to focus on the balance component of this pose. We're really focusing on the skeletal alignment and the breath body. How do I breathe when I'm stressed? Deep breaths. 4 more big breaths. Two. And next exhale, please bring that right or left foot down. You're in that short lunge again. We're going to take ourselves up, hands on our hips, and just play with those tilts. Just let the body just move here. The breaths are so big today. You're breathing into the front of the body. You're breathing into the back of the body. You're spilling out into the ribs. You're just moving that beautiful life force, working those incredible lungs. One more deep breath. And then finding a creative way for your yoga spot to bring that left foot up. Okay, taking your Y shape with the strap again. We've got our left foot in the chair or on the dresser. We're standing on our right leg in mountain pose. We're taking our arms up nice and wide here. Open those arms as open as you can, taking those hands maybe even back towards your shoulder blades. So you've got a full opening. Telescope the front ribs out of the waist, the back ribs out of the waist, and then exhale, start to rotate towards that left leg. 8 breaths. Keep trying to drop the pelvis hip so that the pelvis is nice and level as best you can. Finding your yoga edge, finding that place where transformation can occur. There's no big awakenings. There's no big transformations when things are easy. It takes the struggle. It takes the adversity. It takes those challenging moments for us really to break into that next level. You got this. Take a big old breath. Sink into this new awareness. One more. Take a big breath. Big one. Bigger, 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 bigger. And exhale. Very good. Let's go one more. Fill it up all the way to the base. And exhale. Beautiful. Take the hands down. Release the strap. Big fancy move. Take that foot off the chair and then coming back into your mountain pose. Stepping back a little bit. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. Touch the ceiling. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, nice flat back, nice flat back. And then exhale, forward fold. We'll hold this for 5 breaths. How you doing now? Move energy through the lungs. Move the breath. Do you guys know what the best way to get a big inhale is? Get a big exhale. I like that joke. If you want a big inhale, you've got to have a big exhale. Let's try that. Big, big, big emptying exhale. Move the chest muscles with the breath. Let's go one more big ol' inhale, big ol' exhale. Beautiful. Softly bend those knees. Inhale, sweep your arms up, all the way up. And exhale, back to mountain. Okie dokie. Let's open up. We're going to take our right foot towards our stance, or you figure out your alignment for yourself. And we're going to play with the moon pose. Now, your heel to arch aligned. Your left heel is aligned with that right arch. okay? So we call these open hips. We're going to bend the knee, decide how you need to be. This is PS, challenging way to get into this pose, okay? It's a challenging way. So we want to just check on it and move slowly. So here we are. We're going to bend the right knee. And as your right knee is bending and you're setting up for side angle here, you want to double check that that knee is going to stay over the big toe, second toe, right? Oftentimes we start to lose that knee when we start to come into this balancing pose. And I want you to really kick on that kickstand like we were doing in those closed hip poses. All right, when you're ready, we're going to take our right hand to the surface, the chair or the desk. We're going to cartwheel ourselves up here. So I know some of you are using a wall space. Now, can you feel how much we want to lean into those right pinky toes? Challenge yourself to not lean back. And here's the exploration today. Take your foot behind you. Go offline. Can you feel how challenging that is? Right? And then bring it back to heel to arch aligned. Taking both hands to your surface now. So we're closing the torso, but we're keeping that hip open. We're going to bend the left knee and see if we can bring it in, touch the elbow, and then kick it back into moon. Okay, 4 more times. Bring that knee in, touch the knee to the elbow, and then extend back into the half moon. How is this doing on your right hip? Bring it in and open. 2, bring it in and open. 1 more time, bring it in, knee to elbow, and then finding Ardha Chandrasana, moon pose, really playing here. You can lean against the wall if you want to. If your balance is shaky, chances are you're lifting that left leg, you're taking it off the mat. So heel to arch or heel to heel. 1 more deep breath. And gently, both hands on the surface, close into warrior 3 and bring yourself back and relax.
Moving those heart muscles. Okay.
We should probably do the second side. Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. Finding Ardha Uttanasana, halfway over, monkey pose. Hands are on the surface. They're right underneath your shoulders. We're going to take the right leg up and we're focusing on that heel to arch align. We're double checking that right knee is bending over the second, third toe. Okay, let's actually go into it the same way we did last time. Bring both feet down and let's start over. Standing up, let's come into pretending that we're going to go into triangle pose. Heel to arch aligned. Double checking again that this left leg has the knee right over the second, third toe. A lot of times when we start to go into that moon, we lose that, but that's the focus today, is to keep that connection. All right, here we go. Leaning over, cartwheel yourself down, taking your left hand to the chair, heel to arch aligned. Play with this moon pose. Feel what's happening here. Take your right leg behind you. See how it kicks you off balance, and then bring it back into the integrity, that heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. And now close the torso, put both hands on the surface, keeping that half moon. Bring your right knee into the right elbow and then kick it back. And then bring it in, 4 and back. Keep pressing into that left big toe. And 3. How's your breathing? Chances are we lose that breath as we work harder. So breathe. We're opening up. 1 more. And exhale. Start to float those armpits up, taking yourself into full Ardha Chandrasana here against the wall. Keeping that breath moving, joy, more balance, more joy, more freedom. Use those breaths. One more deep, deep breath. Close that hip, finding warrior three again, and then step that foot back, returning to both feet. Step away from your surface. Step away from your surface, and then forward fold. How is that for you? Notice what you're thinking about. Are you sitting in judgment or criticism or toxicity? Push it away. Three more big, big, big breaths. And when you're ready, stepping back into hands and knees or into downward dog. Walk it out as you wish, using those big exhales. You should feel those hips. Come on down to hands and knees, and let's just pause for a moment and see how we're doing. Pause, sitting on your ankles, sitting in child's pose, anything you want to do here. Just check and see how you're doing. Let's take our hands to our heart, please. Both hands to the heart. Breathe into your heart. Hello in there. It's a really good John Prine song called Hello in There. Hello in there. Just peek in there. How's your heart? How you doing? Two more big breaths. Okay. This next one is called dragonfly in some schools of yoga. It's different names in different areas, but hard to describe. So I'm going to show it to you first. Basically, just watch for a moment. We're going to come flat on our belly with our arms open nice and wide. So it's like we're hugging the ground. We're on our belly with the arms just hugging the ground. And then we're going to bend one arm at a time. I'm going to bend the other arm so you can see. I'm going to bend my left arm and I'm going to roll over, folding myself back, but double check that I'm not going to drop my arm above or below. I'm going to keep it right out from my shoulder. Some of you will keep your ankles stacked. Some of you will be able to step behind you. I'll go the other way so you can see, back into this wide opening, bending, and then rolling over that opposite arm. Very big opening on the chest, okay? So let's do that together. Come on down to your belly. Hug your yoga floor. Give it a big old hug. And then bend your left elbow. And then roll your belly towards your left hand, folding yourself back. If the head doesn't come comfortably to the floor, go ahead and put a pillow or a block underneath you, and breathing really deep here. Really deep. Breathe into that chest. So this is April that we're filming this, and the healthy habit this month is gratitude. practicing feeling gratitude. Practice not just thinking gratitude, but actually, what does it feel like? Can you feel gratitude right now? Opening your heart to it. What's it feel like? So full. One more big breath. And beautiful. When it's time for you to come back, come back. Hug your yoga floor again. And we'll bend the right elbow this time and turning the belly lock to the right elbow and rolling back into dragonfly. Again, if the head doesn't rest comfortably, this is a very relaxing pose. If you're not very relaxed, then you need to back off or you need to get a prop. Just feel what gratitude feels like. And diving so much deeper now. Like, are you grateful for this inhale? Are you grateful for this exhale? Breathe it in. This beautiful body, just perfectly designed. 2 more deep breaths. Swim in that gratitude. When you are ready, maybe take one more round or maybe come on out. We're going to come on out and we're going to sit up here. We'll sit on our bottoms, Sukhasana, easy cross-legged pose. Sliding your interlaced fingers behind your head as if you're resting your head in a hammock. Lift the ribs out of the waist, keeping the front plane of your body, your belly button looking towards the front here. Just drop the left elbow to the hip and just open up that right side. That head is pushing into the hands and you're just leaning over to the left side, opening up those right ribs. We're preparing for the most important pose, that relaxation pose. How's the breathing? Can you stretch it out even more now? Good. Inhale, sweep it up, noticing and dipping to the other side, expanding those left ribs now. And take in the longest inhale that you can and the longest exhale. Front body, back body, left body, right body. Take it in. You're going to keep your light on. You're going to keep yourself lit, shining with that joy and that gratitude. Truly appreciate your being here because you're doing your part. You're taking care of yourself first. Good. And inhale, come on up. And exhale, relaxing the arms down. So we have this chair, so we're going to use it, or maybe you have a dresser, okay? And if you'd like to take your Shavasana with the legs up, we're going to scooch our hips close to the surface and then just take your legs up and we're going to prepare ourselves for the most important pose that we have, which is that final Shavasana. Take your arms open nice and wide. Maybe roll your head a couple times side to side. And let's breathe. We're going to do Viloma. Viloma. If it feels too uh, aggravating to you, then obviously you can skip it. Viloma means 3-part breath. And the 3 parts of the body are the collarbones, the ribs, and the lower belly. The collarbones and the ribs and the lower belly. Okay, so we're going to just relax here. So there you are in Shavasana. Your feet are up if you want. And we're going to move our breaths. We're going to breathe out for the count of 9. Okay, ready? And exhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Push it out. 2, 1. Breathe in just the collarbones. 1, 2, 3. Hold for just a moment. Breathe into your ribs now. Keep breathing in. 4, 5, 6. Hold your breath. Breathe into the lower belly. Keep breathing in. 7, 8, 9. Hold your breath, but feel really relaxed. Then let it go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Normal breaths. If this does not feel safe for you, if it's creating agitation in any way, don't do it. You don't do it, right? Yoga meets you where you are. Never have to be a bully, never have to force ourselves. All right, let's do it again. Ready? Exhale out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Push. 3, 2, 1. Into the collarbones. 1, 2, 3. Hold and soften. Keep breathing in. Ribs. 4, 5, 6. Hold, relax. Lower belly. 7, 8, 9. Feel that life, that precious life. Exhale now. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Normal breaths. One last time, if you want. Okay? Push the air. Here we go. And 9. Push it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe into the collarbones. 1, 2, 3. Hold and relax. Into the ribs. 4, 5, 6. Hold and relax. Lower belly. 7, 8, 9. Hold in that prana. Feel that life and let it go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and spill it out. Just let the whole body surrender. Relaxing the muscles around the eyes and the tongue and the throat and the cheeks. I'm going to watch the time. We're going to take a couple minutes here in Shavasana. Close your eyes. This is where all the work is processed. Let yourself let go. Let the techniques of breathing go. Let the palms go. Let the muscles around the scalp go. Just let yourself go. I'll watch the time and we'll come back in just a couple minutes. If you are happy where you are, continue being there. Everyone else, gently, gently, gently coming back. Start to roll over to your side. Come slowly and gently to a seated position. If you're staying in Shavasana, enjoy it. Those of you who are coming up. Imagining doing laundry and the pile of clothes never getting spun, just soaking in the water, but never really getting spun. How hard it would be to dry it and how heavy it would be to lift it, right? And it'd start getting stinky and mildewy. That's what we need. We need to be moving. We need to be twisting. We need to be releasing and letting go. Stay moving. Stay moving. Stay with deep, deep breaths. Grateful for this body. Okay. Bringing our palms to touch, please. Thumbs against the heart. Just honoring yourself and this time that you showed up for yourself. It's not easy to do it, and you did it. Just take a moment with that gratitude to yourself. And as always, may we sit in a spirit always of gratitude, not just when things are easy, not just when things are going our way, but also when things are really, really hard, humbling and challenging and confusing and scary. Can we be grateful for these scratchier lessons too? They show us who we are. And who are you right now? Who are you? As always, may this be of benefit to you all. It's so good to be together. Deep bows and namaste. All right. Have a wonderful day. If you want to stay in chat, stay in chat. If you want to go off on your day, go do it.